Hi everyone and welcome to another density tutorial. My name is Luis and I will show you how to use the multi-pitch mode to create some immersive harmonies. Let's start. For this, we will be using Ableton Live. Here we have already set up a track with a virtual instrument playing a single note in C. Let's hear it. Now let's open Density. When you first open Density, you will see three different modes that have different levels of control and complexity. For this tutorial, we will use the multi-pitch that offers the highest level of control. At the top left, you can control some parameters related to the grain generation like detune, delay range, grain size and dynamic range. At the top right, you have controls for the movement of the voices like the type, the divergence and the speed. At the bottom right, you can adjust the level of the dry input signal, the level of the voices or the mix output. But for today, we will use mostly the slot section, where we can create different groups of voices, selecting the pitch, the number of voices and the gain of each group. First, let's set the output format to binaural so we can hear the immersive capabilities of the plugin. Also, I'll turn down the input level so we can better hear the generated voices. Now, we will try to create a chord, adjusting the pitch of each slot. We already have one slot with one single voice and we will keep the pitch at 0, which will be our root note. On the next slot, we will adjust the pitch until we get a perfect fifth. Keep in mind that this value is set in semitones, so a perfect fifth is actually 7 semitones. As I want to create a C major 9 chord, we will add 4 more slots and see if we can create a cool voicing. Okay, on the third slot we have 11 semitones or the major 7, next we have 14 or the 9th of the chord, then 16 for the major 3rd and 23 for the 7th, both on the upper octave. Now let's play it with and without density to remember where we started. Now I can save this as a preset and recall these settings every time I want to create this type of chord. So I've created 2 more chords, a D minor 9 and another C major 9, using a different voicing to create a chord progression. Let's bypass density to hear the original sound. And now with density on. Okay, so let's put it in a musical context with some drums and a bass. I will show you one last example where I've used automation to achieve the same effect with only one instance of the plugin. Let's bypass density to hear the original sound. And now let's show the automation and turn on density. Just to finish, I will experiment and change the movement settings and the number of voices in each slot. So that was it for today. I hope to learn more about the multi-pitch mode and how to use it in your own immersive projects. If you have been using Density, please let us know in the comments, and if you haven't tried it yet, you can download it using the link below. So thank you for watching and see you soon.